This is going to be so sexy. But I hate this design of kitchen. Morning, I would like to go and process my honey. So we need to go on a trip to IKEA. Now before I go, I wanted to I found some more baskets. So let me spin you around. Sorry for the vertigo. I was in the nook upstairs and I found, so in last week's video I did a little bit of a basket hanging here, and I found three more actually. I found this little basket was in the living room with cat toys in it, so I have put it into another basket that's a non-hanging one, like a little storage one. Then I found this one in the nook upstairs. There was some candle wax in it. And no, I think I only found two more. So I bulked it out a little bit because I was saying in the last video how anytime you see this kind of basket style hanging, it's quite like dense and there's lots of things on it. So it's slowly filling out. I do think there's enough baskets on it now. I don't need any more. But I do think hanging lavender would be lovely in between the baskets. So yeah, and I haven't hit my head. So yeah, I found some more baskets for the little wall. I probably go to IKEA twice a year when I need something. I'm going to get some glass jars because I want to process the bit of honey that I got. I was saying in the previous video, I have 3 frames that I want to just cut out the comb and stick them in a nice container, but I don't want to stick them in those plastic food containers. So I'm going to get these jars that I saved on my phone that I think I can sterilize them and put the comb into them and then give them away to people. So I thought we could do like a let's see what's new, although it's January, so they probably won't have new stuff in IKEA. But I only go twice a year. I think it's been a couple of months since the last time I went. I would like to have a little mooch. I just texted my friend there because she works in like a deli, and I was like, do you have a hairnet and gloves? I want to process my honey. And she's like, of course. So on the way back, I'm going to get a hairnet, gloves, so I can be proper with processing. I'm probably going to get 10 jars, but they're 10 jars that I plan on giving away to like friends and family. I can't give them away on YouTube because of like the food laws that I'm not 100% with. But if I was to post a jar of honey to a different region, there's like import laws on things that I'm not fully aware of. I remember once, many years ago, going to America and they took the banana off me. So that kind of thing. I know that there is them rules. Now Ireland is a massive exporter of everything, but there's regulations to follow. So my honey can only be given to friends and family for this year anyway. If I have more cook home next year, I'm sure I can look into how do you... Sorry, Bioga's being Bioga again. It's, I don't know if you can hear her running upstairs. It's Zoomy time, but thankfully, touch wood. Do you hear her? That's her wrestling upstairs. She hasn't brought anything in yet. Touch wood. That was just a phase last month, and she hasn't brought in a bird or a mouse in about a week. So she's calmed down. I am actually very lucky because my nearest IKEA is a 10-minute drive down the motorway. So mine is in Dublin and I'm very lucky to live so close to one. But in saying that, I still only visit it probably once a year when I need to get something. I think our last IKEA video was about 9 months ago. I know a lot of people are not near an IKEA store, so to have a peruse and a ramble around the way I am today is a luxury. Some people it's counties and miles away, states away. I know you can shop online, but it's nice to actually walk around and get some inspiration from the little doll houses. My niece calls the display houses in IKEA, well, the display rooms, but they are like little houses. She calls them doll houses, and I think that's what we should refer to them in today's video. I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised, to see lots of spring newness. Now, first of all, I am at IKEA first thing in the morning because I cannot do crowds, and it is January, so everybody is back to work. I have a morning off, so that's why I am here. I cannot come to IKEA when it's busy. So that is why all of the displays look really tidy today. I'm going to focus on the things that are new. So if I see anything like cute that's new, and also with the kitchens, I was quite harsh with the price of the kitchens in the last video. I was saying that I was surprised to see how expensive they were, and I wondered if they were worth the value. So I will try and get some prices of the kitchens, and we'll chat a bit about that later in the video. Something I picked up on, and maybe you will notice it too, but a lot of the new displays and some of the older ones were giving Nancy Meyers. So if you are on any of the other social media apps, I have seen a trend the past couple of months for the Nancy Meyers film set decor. So if you are a fan of those movies, there is a particular style of decor which is beautiful and dreamy, and I'm definitely a fan. And I picked up on a lot of the little display houses were channeling a bit of Nancy Meyers. Now, when I think of the Nancy Meyers interior aesthetic that people are talking about, I think of the film You've Got Mail and Meg Ryans' apartment. I love it. Also, some other Nancy Meyers movies, and I have to say, shout out to the styling team, because while they are Nancy Meyers movies, I'm sure there was a team of people who also contributed to the interior and the design and the aesthetic of the movies. Obviously, The Holiday, that is stunning. Both homes are beautifully styled, but of course the cottage. Something's gotta give. You will see a kitchen later in this video in IKEA that is giving Something's Gotta Give kitchen. Kind of coastal, has a bit of blue, beautiful. And the Parent Trap, that is one of my favorite. The two houses, the London house in the Parent Trap is beautiful. So something I noticed in the display doll houses today is there's a lot of layering, so it still feels light and airy and a bit neutral, but there is lots of layering on. Some of these little houses have lovely wallpaper to add a bit of pattern, and then they've layered on with like natural materials. So I noticed a lot of the wooden pegboards, or the peg shelves, that's not the word to describe what they are, but the things on the wall with the little pegs on them in the wood colour. Lots of baskets to add texture, warmth, bit of colour, and then the layering of the different materials. So on the beds there was like 2 or 3 throws, the cushions weren't perfect, a little bit mismatched and pattern clashing. So yeah, let me know if you think I'm on the ball with picking up on the Nancy Meyers theme in IKEA. I don't know if it was intentional, or maybe that's just an interior trend at the minute. I am personally not a fan of interior trends. I think that you should decorate your home how you like it, and it should have longevity. I don't think the way there is fast fashion, I don't think it should be fast interiors. But it is nice to come and just have a little look to get some inspiration. Now, I only realised when I got to the end of the doll houses, but on the last one that I saw in the corner, it was hidden. There was the paint detail for the room and the wallpaper. So it shared the detail of what paint they had used on the walls and if there was a wallpaper used. So the next time you are in IKEA, and if you are in one of the little rooms wondering what is the paint colour, have a look in one of the corners, because I did find just a little information sheet that had the details of the paint colour and wallpaper, but I didn't realise it until the end, because there was some really nice paint colours, and that is something I've noticed with the kind of Nancy Meyers home theme. the paint palettes are a bit more on the warmer side. So it's either, some paint colors can be like the bright white and it's layered on then with the textures or a color. But I have noticed the paint choices, they're more on the warmer side, a little bit maybe butter yellow, bit of magnolia, bit of sage, but not with a grey tone. All of these rooms, and if you watch the movies, they have a lovely warmth to them. I do love looking at all of the little houses in IKEA, and thankfully it's quiet this morning. It is Friday morning at 10:30, so I'm sure when I get down to the marketplace to get my jars it will be crazy. But even though like this isn't my style of decor, it's very colourful here. It's nice to get ideas, especially for like small spaces. So if you have like an awkward nook that you can, yeah, like little shelves and things like that. I'd love to know, is there any other interior shops that are kind of like this? I think IKEA is one of a kind where you have the showrooms and then you go down to the market area. But I'd love to know, is there anywhere else like this? Like there is the fancy, like when I go to the garden centre, there is like a Neptune home section that does have some little show corners, but nothing like this. So yeah, let me know in the comment section, do you know of anywhere else that's like this? And just like we do in the thrifting videos when we go shopping, comment with a timestamp if you see anything that catches your eye. I do love a bit of window shopping because I don't need to buy anything for the house. I am here to just get some jars today. But I do love a bit of window shopping and I feel like I get my fix. So yeah, let me know what catches your eye. Which display did you find the most inspiring or that you liked? And you can comment with the timestamp in the comment section so I can have a little look and see what you like. And I hope you enjoy our little armchair shopping today. It's nice to have a little look around and see. I love watching videos of people going around the likes of IKEA in different countries, and then I can see what's different in different places. One of my new things is watching people going around organising Dollar Trees, because we obviously don't have a Dollar Tree in Ireland. And yeah, that's one of my new things, relaxing things to watch before bed. I was saying in the last IKEA video that I couldn't get over the price of the kitchen cabinets, because when you go, I forgot my microphone, I'm sorry, so that's why I'm in your ear. When we go to the kitchen section, I was shocked at the time to realise that there was kitchens for like 20 or 30,000, because I kind of associated IKEA with like the 5,000 kitchen, 8 cabinet combination, 1,100, but then it all adds up because you have to add on your sink and your counter and everything. But yeah, when we go to the kitchen section, there is kitchens that are like 20, 30,000. And that is how I save money with my own kitchen renovation, because I just looked after the cabinets that I have, gave them a fresh paint job. Now, something else I've just noticed. This is why I don't like painting tiles. There's painted tile behind me on the display. Are they real tile? I'll show you. So painted tiles. This has been painted. I don't know if it's real. This is why I don't like painting tiles, because I don't like the texture. Does that sound weird? It probably is. But anyone who has like, I don't know, texture issues can relate. But yeah, I don't like the feeling of painted tiles. They give me like the ick. I don't like the word the ick, but they do give it to me. If this was a £5,000 kitchen, I think it would be money well spent. But not the 20. I don't think the 21s are worth it. If you're spending 20, I want it to at least be wood. But the 5, I think, is, yeah. Also, I'm loving these brass, see these rails? I think these look way more expensive than what they are. Something else that I am in dire need of inspiration for is curtains and blinds. And at some stage this year, the year is young, it's only January, but I have been thinking about, texture. So curtains, possibly blinds, maybe a Roman blind, a cafe curtain. It's all so overwhelming and confusing. So yeah, I have been looking just at how they have dressed the little fake windows. Also, shout out to the lighting team, because they have it whatever way they've done the lighting, the windows, for a second you would think they're real, and then you remember that you're actually in like a massive metal warehouse on the middle of the motorway. So yeah, the lighting is beautiful, and the use of lamps as well. It all looks very cozy and inviting in this room. So yeah, this year I will need to sort my curtain blind situation out, because I do feel like it does tie a room together. Okay, this is my pet peeve. Peel and stick. Peel and stick. Okay, I don't want to ruin the display, but peel and stick. This is what happens. And this is why I don't like doing them. If you've followed the channel, you know I did them in Siobhan's kitchen, I think 2 years ago. No, they are gone. They did not last. She really wanted the peel and stick tiles, and I said, listen, I'll do it, but we'll see. What are they like? But they never look as good as the real thing. So yeah, tile. I can take off my tiled backsplash and do a new backsplash. You can too. You don't have to do the peel and stick. Resist the peel and stick. Some people have done it and it looks really good and it lasts, but the majority of people, it doesn't. And it didn't last when I did it either. So peel and stick. Also, I'm looking at the installation prices of the kitchens, and I think it's really good that they give the installation price. So some of them, it seems to be like, well, there was a 10%. Well, that kitchen is 6 and the installation is 2. The kitchen over there is 14,000 and the installation is 4.5. So I'm not sure what that percentage is, but something to consider if you are. And then also you have the cost of the removal of your old kitchen as well. So yeah, but I do like that they display the kitchen installation price, because I think that's really good. This kitchen feels like I've just stepped into a Nancy Meyers film studio. This kitchen is beautiful. It has like blue wallpaper and like, is it painted? Yeah, a bottom painted panel. So it's 18,500 for everything, and then 6,800 for the installation. Now you can get an 8 cabinet combo for 1,300. Doesn't say about installation, but they also have a save up to 2,000 with IKEA family. I don't have an IKEA family card, but 18,000 plus 7 essentially. Is it worth it? Let me know in the comment section. It does look lovely in person. It looks like a Nancy Meyers film set. Now, in the last video, when I did ask people if they had an IKEA kitchen and how has it lasted, what's its longevity like, there was a lot of positive feedback. My concern was I've had a couple of IKEA items that have not stood the test of time over the year. And one of the things, especially like the Calyx, and one of my pet peeves was I would pull out the drawer and eventually they would fall off, or they couldn't take the weight and the bottoms would crack and you'd have to reinforce them. So I was worried that you would have that happening with a kitchen cabinet, which is not ideal, and especially for the price of what you're paying. But the feedback was decent in the comments section, so feel free to share again in the comments if you have any questions. I don't have an IKEA kitchen. I have like a 1990s MDF kitchen, which is holding up, but someone may be able to help in the comment section if they have an IKEA kitchen, and they might be able to give some feedback. May offend people, but I hate this design of kitchen. Gloss flat cabinets. It is 15,500 for a kitchen like this and 5 grand to install. If I walked into my house and someone had installed a shiny grey kitchen, oh my god. No offense, I've probably just offended someone, but I think anyone who is watching my channel is not someone who likes cottage decor. They like maybe this, so hopefully our paths don't cross on the internet. I'm sorry if I've offended you, but I feel like it's something Kim Kardashian would have in her house, but maybe in beige. Like, look at it. And you know what, I don't think people like it because there's nobody around this kitchen, so I wonder, do they sell many of this kitchen? But no, it's giving bachelor. No, that's insulting to a bachelor. It's giving, I don't know. I hate it. These next 2 bedrooms that you're going to see, when I saw these, I was like, now this is definitely giving film set. This could be from The Holiday, or is it giving Meg Ryans' apartment? Maybe it needs a bit more beige to be kind of like Meg Ryans' apartment. But this is where I was like, oh my God, this is cute. Now, I've seen this display before, but it looks like they've changed the bathroom because there was beautiful stripe wallpaper in it. And I was like, oh, this is giving me inspiration. And I even liked the tile that they had on the floor in it. Now, they weren't real tiles. I think they may have been a linoleum kind of like display floor, but it was giving inspiration. Both of these bedrooms I thought were absolutely adorable. I am just after spotting that in the corner, buried in the corner, there is the wallpaper, where it's from and the colour. So this is a Fleetwood, I don't know if you can see this on camera. So the wallpaper is Dahlia from wallpaperdirect.com, and the wall colour, oh, it's a code, but it's from Fleetwood. And yeah, it has given the details. So I wonder if you're ever curious of a colour in one of the IKEA little doll houses, I call them doll houses, yeah, I wonder, just check the corner, because that is literally just buried behind the curtain. The marketplace. I feel like you can feel the energy changing when you go from the showroom and it's nice and calm and people are browsing, and then you go down to the marketplace and the trolley bashing begins. Now, it wasn't too bad today, but I feel like my angst goes up a notch. But I am here to show you what is new. So as I was walking around, I walked the long way around. I usually go through the shortcuts that I have so I can just get what I want and get out quick. But for you today, I will walk around, and I was trying to look for tags of things that are new or things that I haven't seen before. Now, I did try to get the names of things, but if I didn't, a quick way to find out where something is from or the name, or have a look online, take a screenshot, or if you're watching on telly, just pause and take a picture of the item that is on screen and do a Google image search. So when you go on to Google on your phone, you can use any search engine. So if you use a different one, there's usually a function that you can search an image. It's like a picture icon. You can click it, upload that picture, and then it will give you search results based on that, and it will hopefully give you an IKEA IKEA search result, because this is where it's from. But as I was walking around, I did notice that there was a couple of things that if you were looking to get that cozy, cottagey, Nancy Meyers-esque style that we saw up in the dollhouses, there was lots of things down here that I was actually impressed, because over the years I have become less of a fan of IKEA furniture, because I mean, some of it is made of fresh air. There's literal like cardboard in the middle, and I've done many an IKEA hack over the years, and since moving into my house back in 2013, basically anything that is IKEA hasn't really lasted the test of time. Now I do have, as I'm doing this voiceover, I have 2 bookcases in my living room that are IKEA, and they are in perfect condition. But some other things that I use more often, anything that used to be in my office has been either passed on or has broken beyond repair. So I think all of the spoons, tea towels, all of the decor bits down in the marketplace, I think they're grand. They're great quality and decent price. I think it's just the furniture over the years that I've had, bit of a falling out with. So these are the items that I just picked up on downstairs that caught my eye. And actually, story time. As I was driving into IKEA today, I was thinking back to around about, I'm going to say 2014 until probably like 2017. I used to, on the side, alongside my full-time job, I used to make little crafts and I would sell them. I actually think I have a really old YouTube video on doing a craft fair. So I used to have to drive to IKEA to get these shadow boxes. So I think they were called the IKEA Ribbit, or IBBA at the time. I don't even know if they still make them, but I remember I used to make these shadow boxes. So if anybody in work was after having a baby or a special occasion or a wedding, something like that, I would make these like shadow boxes, and they would have like a letter on the inside. And I was busy. I would be leaving work and I'd have to go to IKEA, and I would buy like a massive pack of these frames, and then I would like go home, and on my days off I would make them. And the downturn of my craft industry was I was making money, but I was not making profit, and I wasn't factoring in the time, like my time, and I got burnt out because I was doing it alongside work. So that was my crafting career back in 2014. But yeah, as I was driving in, I was thinking to myself like, oh God, that feels like a lifetime ago when I used to come in, and that's how I know all of the shortcuts in the IKEA Dublin showroom anyway. I would avoid everything, certainly would not be going to the little dollhouses, and I'd walk in the back way into the marketplace, get what I needed and go. But yeah, if you do get lost in IKEA, there is actual little shortcuts that you can cut through. You don't have to walk all the way around. So if you are halfway through and you get overwhelmed and there's too many people, just look for the little shortcuts. I think there's a map as well. But yeah, if it gets too much, just find the little shortcuts and make your exit. I hope you have enjoyed our annual walk around IKEA. It will probably be another year before I come back to do it again. But yeah, I hope you like being an armchair shopper with me today. I did stick to my shopping list, and I just got the glass jars. As tempting as it is to have a little treat, I was like, no, I have too many bits that I need to do in the house when I get home. We need to do the little cozy nook and the fireplace, and I don't want to add any more clutter into the house. So I want to see what I have already in my kind of crafty interior stash that I can style the corner with. And then if I need anything, at least I know kind of what's in stock here. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the little shop around with me today. regular viewers will not be surprised to know that this is the first time I am using the oven. I got an oven at Christmas. My previous oven had been broke for a year, probably more. I'm an air fryer girly. Don't ask me how I'm not malnutritioned. I'm far from that. Yeah, so this is my first time using the oven. I'm also putting my hairnet on. This is going to be so sexy. Oh yes, look at me. Focus, my friend. Right, I need to make sure. I look like I'm going swimming. Don't I have to make sure my ears are in? I'm very hairy, I'm always shedding, so I don't want to get hair in the honey. Okay, my oven is, I hope my oven is preheating because this is the first time I've done it. I'm going to put my glass jars. So I got some like different sizes. Now you can't put the lids in. The lids you have to sterilize in boiling water. So if you have metal lids, which is why I didn't get the honey jars that has the clip and the rubber seal, because I wasn't sure how do you get them off. So apparently if you put your glass into the oven, I'm going to double check the temperature, but I think it's 180, that's degrees, it'll be different in Fahrenheit. 180 for like 15 minutes. I need to just double check that on Google. It will sterilize the jars and kill anything in the jars. And then you have to boil the caps for I think 10 minutes on the hob to sterilize the tops. So my oven is doing something. I can feel wind coming out of it. So I'm gonna wait for that to heat up and just double check the temperature on Google. I believe this is like how you would sterilize jars if you are jarring things. No, what's that people do? I'm sorry, I can't take myself seriously. The camera don't want to focus on me. I don't blame it. Canning things, you know, people who can their own stuff, like I don't know, like jams and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna have my little production thing and then I'll cut the pieces of comb out and stick them into this. I thought this would be a nice jar. So basically with cut comb, it will come, I'll show you how cut comb comes. So this is a piece of cut comb from a proper beekeeper, not me. You can actually buy these boxes, I think it's Donegal Bees have them for sale. So you can buy these boxes and then you can stick your sticker on them. So a piece of cut comb usually comes in a box like this, but because, oh, they've also got it in, they actually have it in a plastic container on the inside as well. So yeah, that's usually how cut comb comes packaged. But I'm gonna cut off the pieces of comb and I'm gonna stick it into this, obviously once it's sterilized and cleaned. So yeah, actually you wash them and then you stick them in the oven. So wash them and then stick them in. And yeah, so I thought these would be nice jars because there's a wide enough opening that if I put the cut comb in it, people can take it out with a fork, a spoon, and any dribbles of honey will be at the bottom and they can just scoop it out. So I thought that was a nice jar to use. I also got these tiny jars for any leftover bits. Not as practical. You can get a teaspoon in to get the comb out, but I thought just for any tiny bits it might be a nice little, hey, here's a tiny jar of honey to give as a present. So I'm gonna wash these and get them ready for the oven. This is not proper honey production, by the way. This is just me jarring up a little bit of comb that I had on those 3 frames. If you were to actually spin honey, so honey, to get it into a jar nice and smooth, you put your frames into like a spinner and you take the cappings off, then you stick them into the spinner. It gently spins, all the honey comes off on the bottom and then it filters out through like the spout tap at the bottom. And then you filter that and that's how you get like a jar of honey. But I am doing a cowboy cut comb honey in a jar thing today. Okay, I've gotten off to the wrong start. First of all, my oven, I was like, why is this not turning on? Did I throw the manual out? Of course I did. Of course I did. Warranty and all in the bin. Apparently you have to turn the timer on to get it to turn on. It's working now. Heating the jars. This says to put the tray into a cold oven, because that's obviously, I was worried about the glasses spontaneously combusting with the heat. My oven was too hot. So it says set the oven to 140 degrees, 275 to 300 F, gas mark 1 Fahrenheit. So 275 to 300 Fahrenheit, not degrees. I was doing 200 degrees. Bake for about 10 to 20 minutes once the oven reaches temperature. Use oven mitts to remove the hot jars and fill them with your preserves right away. For metal lids with rubber rings, boil them separately for 2 to 3 minutes. Not 10 minutes. I said 10 minutes. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Google. Dry heat damages the rubber seals. So I didn't get the jars that have rubber seals just because of that reason. Sterilizing prevents spoilage and ensures your homemade preserves last longer. I am sterilizing, probably over sterilizing, because I'm giving these to people and I don't want to make them sick. Yeah. And also I'm sure if you bake glass, so these are the IKEA ones, I never even checked to see if you can actually bake them. You know the way some things have like a warning symbol on the bottom to heat them? I'm so sorry, I can't take myself seriously. No, put this back on. Stop the contamination. Yeah, I would love to know, because I know there's people here who probably do this possibly for a living, or you sell at fairs or markets. I would love to know, is there a specific jar you use for honey? Do you do cut comb? How do you process it? If you sell on your items, how do you sterilize them? What way do you do it? For a kitchen beekeeper, I'm a kitchen beekeeper. I don't have a production. Let me know in the comment section, because I find it really interesting. And also some of the other beekeepers that I chat to, they have done, like the proper ones who have like a proper beekeeping empire and they sell lots of honey. They have that, is it the HACCP certificate? HACCP? It's like a food preparation course that you do to get certified. Now my friend, where I got my hats and my gloves, she has a HACCP certificate because she works in the food industry, so I'm sure she could help me as well. But for today, this is like my little experiment. So yeah, don't listen to me. 140 degrees, 275 Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes. Boil the lids for 2 or 3 minutes, not 10 like what I said. So fact check me, or your glass will probably explode in the oven. So my idea of cutting out the comb has not worked how I expected, because it's very hard to get it out in a neat square without cutting through, because I have a wired wax foundation in here. So I thought I could maybe cut the comb off. So yeah, I thought I could cut in and get a nice piece of comb. But it's hard to, I don't know if my idea will work. Okay, I've had a honey fail. In my head, I thought I could cut out pieces of comb and the comb would cut out lovely, and I could put the comb into a jar that looked visually nice. But it's looking like this. And I know if I hand this to someone, they're gonna be like, I ain't eating that. So this will be my little jarred up version. So the reason why I can't cut straight through, I don't know if you can see, I have a wired wax foundation because I wasn't planning on doing cut comb this year. Last year. I wasn't even planning on getting honey last year. So when I got these 3 frames out of Superbox over Christmas, I was delighted. It tastes beautiful. I don't have the equipment to spin it. However, my beekeeping pals, they have a honey house. So I have just been sticking my spoon in and eating it off the frame, because you can eat the wax, you just can't digest it, which is why it gets like filtered out when you're processing honey with a sieve and doing it properly. If you get a slab of cut comb like I just shown you, you can just eat the whole thing. The wax in your mouth turns into like a chewy gum and you can just spit that out. So I had a bit of a fail. If you follow, I know she had a bit of controversy, but Meghan Markle, her jars of honey, her controversy over the honey was someone realised someone else was processing it, that and Bridgerton honey. But anyway, she had a jar of honey and there was a piece of cut comb in the honey with the honey poured on top. And it looked beautiful. And I thought I was going to get possibly the same effect, but no. Now don't worry, because what I have cut off, I will consume. And the bits of honey dripping off, I will gather that on this drip tray and I'll pour it into these 2 jars. And yeah, I'll just have to, you can also, if you're a beekeeper, you can sell a frame. Some people buy them for Christmas as a gift set for like, I don't know, cheese boards, and they have a fancy bit of honey frame that they can dig their spoon into. Yeah, so slight processing fail. I don't think if I give my pals this honey, they will be like, they're gonna want the golden syrupy honey, or else a perfectly cut comb, not my waxy concoction. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. You can eat it. I will eat it, and I will. Yeah, I'll have to wait until 2026 when I have enough to process. I'll probably give this back to my bees in spring if they need a bit of feed. Yeah, the bees will clean this up and I will give it back to them. So yeah, my hairnet can come off now. There goes my beekeeping process and honey fail. But it's how we learn, isn't it? It's how we learn, and I'm not afraid to share my fails on this channel. Or my hairnet. This hairnet. I wonder, I was going to say, can you wash and reuse? But that would get swallowed up. Anyway, at least I turned my oven on for the first time ever. I hope you enjoyed today's ramble. And yeah, my tiles have just arrived as well for the fireplace. So that will be my next thing to start and do and finish. So I'm going to get cracking on the fireplace and tiling that and doing that little project. Hopefully in the next video that will be like start to finish in that video. So yeah, if you're new, subscribe if you want to stick along for the journey. Maybe if you hang around long enough, I might have some honey later this year. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.